All right. There's YouTube and Facebook.
YAJFA. YAJFA. YAJ.
Stop being trippy. Oh, is that one IU?
It's not me because I ain't on there yet.
Oh. Told you, were you ready?
I am ready. I have to get this done.
Oh, good Lord.
This doesn't come up as quick as it used to.
1111 I. 1111 I. Told you, were you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Welcome to YAJ. Welcome to YAJ.
Hello, everybody. On this nice, cool Sunday, rainy, whether you just want to sit inside and chill. All right. Now, I don't know which one I want to be. Would you rather be an ant for an entire week or the size of a giraffe? I don't know. Ant, you can go a lot of places in that, but giraffe, you're a lot taller. You can see more things than you normally see at our height. So that's going to be a hard one. What do y'all think? An ant or a giraffe? Which one would you want to be for a week?
Oh. Well,
which one do you want to be?
Neither.
Ant, you could actually sneak around in places and hear things. Well, yeah, you can hear it. It magnifies very well. A giraffe, you can see more things.
Yeah.
At far distance.
All right. What's up, spiritual brothers and sisters? And happy birthday to everybody whose birthdays this month and this week and
yeah, I
today.
Got 3 people. My parents should celebrate their anniversary on the 3rd. My ex-mother-in-law's birthday was on the 1st. I had some other friends that their anniversaries were on the 1st and the 2nd. I got a birthday people coming on the 13th, the 14th, and the 17th. Anything else? Nothing that I know of. After that.
Okay.
And my brother's birthday was this month. Happy birthday to him.
Happy birthday.
God rest his soul.
I think you done.
Yeah, I think I'm done now.
Okay. All right. Now, as we were previously stating in a lot of, I didn't do the show last night because I was just dead tired. I just was dead tired. I had nothing left in my tank, and it took everything I had just to stay awake for the rest of the night.
He had an empty tank.
But what I want to talk about tonight is your third eye. And the reason why I didn't put a title on it, and it's not because it's about researching, it's not about anything. We are all equipped with a third eye. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is this. When I was taking me a nap today, you ever felt like you were asleep, but for some reason you wasn't asleep? Or you felt like you could see everything around you, but your eyes are still closed?
Yeah, it's kind of like when you're dreaming and you feel like you're really there.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, you feel like you're really there.
Yeah.
And then you wake up in the morning and you're like, man, am I really tired?
Yeah.
It's almost like your body actually left your body and went somewhere and then came back.
Yeah. That's what dreaming, I wouldn't even call it dreaming. That's when your body's at rest. And the thing that I want everyone to understand is because...
Well, if it's at rest, why are we so tired the next day?
I don't know about you. But the reason why I brought this up, because a lot of people, we have a tendency, just like I don't understand why the Bible is telling you it's a sin to be a tarot card reader. It's a sin if you have these type of gifts when it was given to you. Now, when you start to understand what your gifts are, not just in life, but spiritually, then you can understand why people can connect with the other realm, or why people feel like they have extraordinary gifts. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because if you really think about it, my ancestors, because I am a Black man, but my ancestors who come from Africa or wherever they come from, the Middle East or whatever, these people have extraordinary gifts. This is why they were able to tap into the voodoo world, which is another spiritual realm. See, the whole thing about it is there's a difference between a seance and there's a difference between conjuring and there's a difference between when you have that kinetic energy. See, we blacks have kinetic energy.
Well, so do we do too.
No, you don't.
Yeah, because I can predict it, like the phone's gonna ring or somebody's gonna show up. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, we do.
Well,
Because I've had it happen several times.
really?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm talking about what's on research.
Well, I'm
I
telling you
don't-
what's for real.
I can't tell you what Europeans have, but I can tell you that from,
I might not be European. I could be something else.
I don't know. Let me finish.
Okay, finish.
But what I'm trying to tell you is that if you really look at history for what it is, and I'm not taking nothing, remember, the United States wasn't done or wasn't a nation for over 200 some odd years. So you had the Middle East, you had the European continent, you had everything that was already moving around over there. But the thing that everyone's, and it doesn't matter what book you pick. This is why, if you think about it, when the Puritans came over to the United States of America, they didn't have the Salem witch trial until they came. There was Indians were already over here, but see, they had so many gods. The Indians could tap into the spiritual realm. That's why they had the sun god, the rain god. They had all these gods. See, you're whatever DNA is inside of you, or where you're from, or where you originate. It doesn't just slow down. It goes from body to person, the body to spirit. It stays a one line. It never wavers. That's why when some people can see things that others can't see, and then you got people who refuse to see, and this is why they're spiritually not connected to anything. This is why they don't have a conscience. This is why they're able to do things with no malice. This is why they're able to commit crimes and not have no remorse. Because you ever done something and you ever done something that was so bad and your conscience kept eating at you?
Mm-hmm.
You ever been somewhere in a situation where your conscience said, don't go down that road?
Mm-hmm. Something gonna happen.
Or don't get in that car, or don't do this, or don't do that. But in the same token, you have to understand that your third eye was a gift. And for some reason, it just feels like that society wants to put a band-aid over it because you see what is wrong. You see that stuff is not right. You see that people are exactly who they are. That's why it's always said in the Bible, everything will be revealed in time. And then when people do have their gifts early, what they do? They don't use them no more because people don't believe.
Well, they don't believe, or they're afraid that people won't.
Who is that? What a,
That was my brother.
oh, okay.
Hi, Henry.
You know, the beauty of, and this is why I say, if you really look at the Indians, look how they were so connected. They were connected, earth, wind, fire. They were just connected. They were connected to everything around them. That's why when you go to an Indian reservation or an Indian burial ground, you have so much dark things that goes on because of what they have tapped into. This is why when you do voodoo, and there's not really bad voodoo, but they pull from the universe. And just like Indians, if you ever seen them, and then I'm not talking about just movies. I'm talking about if you ever went to one of their dances and you see how they pull in energy from the universe, that's your third eye.
Okay, you want to hear what he's got to say? That's a little. Okay, 1/3 of the angels were sent down to earth to be in prison until judgment day. When you die, you're in the presence of the Lord. All of the fallen angels' spirits are trapped here on earth until judgment day. That's why Jesus said not to try to speak to the dead. Those angels in prison here. Hold up. where'd it go? Angels in prison here hate us for the already known their fate is our part of our test to choose God as they did not.
Mhm.
He said, hey,
Hey,
the Holy Spirit gives you them and powers over all spirits.
this is, and I'm glad you brought that up because this is why, if you truly think about it, you ever notice that if you watch the movies now, they're telling you the truth about how tall a demon is? A demon is not our height. A demon is because they're the Nephilims. And believe me when I tell you, I'm not trying to get deep into this. I'm just stating facts. I'm stating facts. See, we've been lied to all our life. That's why it's unusual that all of a sudden now you're hearing that all these stars are doing rituals. Rituals are nothing but exactly what it is. It's a demonic thing. And the thing that they don't understand is at some part, and if you watch, The Conjuring was not my favorite. I'm talking about the third one. I seen it. It wasn't my favorite.
I watched the first, the second,
But
that's it.
when you watch the movie, it's exactly what it says. You summon them, they got to take something back. See, everything is a portal. Everything's a portal.
The Nephilim children of angels and the daughters of Adam.
Yeah, I'm telling you, we've been reading we have been reading everything all wrong, all backwards. Everything is read wrong. Everything is done wrong. I do not be surprised if we ever was to get a piece of what really happened, because remember, only four things know exactly what happened in that garden. And believe me when I tell you, this is why it's all made up stories. This is why I have a hard time praising the Bible or looking at the Bible. Because how the hell you're going to tell me that you know what happened in a Garden of Eden and nobody else do? Because we wasn't born. This is why I have a hard time with these pastors and preachers. This is why I have a hard time with a lot of things. Because you're telling me this is what happened, you weren't there. But what I do know is, regardless, all the stuff that's coming to pass has a lot to do what we are starting to understand, which is when you open up your third eye, you start to understand, like, wait a minute, something's not right here. Something's not right. Because again, how is it that a female talks to a snake when no other animals talk? They try, but they don't. And if they were talking like a human, or they were talking in a sense, remember, there was only one universal language back then, and it was only Hebrew. So you're telling me in an American Bible, this is what the snake told her in English or Hebrew? And even then, it was Latin.
It's a translation.
It just is what it is. It is what it is. And on top of that, and even if you want to go further back, Adam and Eve never had a body. They were just spirits, like they were spirits in the wind.
Until the Tower of Babel.
So, I don't try to act like I know everything. There are just certain people who can read the Bible. There are some certain people who can understand the Bible, and there are some people just have simple knowledge that makes sense. And the thing that all I'm trying to say is about your spiritual eye is we have kept it closed.
Hebrew free dated Latin.
If it say per se that everything, because there is a boss, but
Hebrew predates Latin.
right. But say per se that maybe there were other alien beings, not aliens, angels, whatever. But say per se, because remember, everybody keeps forgetting the angels did sleep with the humans. But let's say per se, that they were different types of people that were running the show that are still living. Remember, it never once said in the Bible, even through all the genealogy, that Cain died. Never once. It never said that. It never said it. Because remember, Cain has a mark. Cain had a mark and was never talked about again. And now that you starting to understand where I'm going with this, everything that we're talking about is what's coming to light now. Because how is it that a child is born that's supposed to be born out of love? Remember, you're also born with these same gifts. But how's a child that's born out of love turn out to be so evil? And H.H. Holmes also said this. He said he always felt when he was a child that the devil was always around.
The Canaanites were.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The Canaanites.
I'm
No,
just reading what
he's
you're
right.
saying.
Because that's all in the Old Testament. And that's all in the Old King James Version.
Yeah, but you can have a child that's not loved or wanted in a family. Doesn't always make them they're going to become evil.
No.
They can be good and stuff like that, be almost like an angel.
Right.
You can have a kid that's been loved and all this and that and the other and become a demon.
Yeah.
And be like a devil child.
Yeah. And that's the whole thing about it. And it all goes back to your third eye because like
Jesus ordered Moses to kill the Canaanites who is still had Nephilim DNA.
Yeah.
Also in the Hebrew.
Yeah. He did. I mean, I'm just.
I need to get you and him together
What?
so y'all can preach this and get it going on. Get out there. Old Testament
It's
Hebrew
just
Bible.
knowledge. Even if you was to pick up the Torah, it would tell you almost the same exact thing word for word. Even if you pick up the Quran, the whole thing about it is, guys, you got to understand something. He said, your gifts will be open to you when you are ready. We were never mature to understand all this until we become 40. It's kind of funny how when Jesus died, he died at 40. It's almost like when you turn 40, you should be able to come into your own life now. Just like when you're born, remember, kids can see everything for what it is.
Most kids.
Most kids. But when they turn 12, then that's when that innocence is gone. This is why a child can always pick up a spirit in the house before you and go, yeah, there's something in here that I don't like. And you want to like, what the hell are you talking about? Just like animals. Animals have no soul. But the thing is, they can also
they can sense if there's something there that's not supposed to be there. They can sense it, whether it's good or bad. I know that for a fact.
Right.
It's all covered in the book of Inkor, which was proposed left out of the Bible because the Jewish population did not want that book read as it was read during the time of Jesus.
Mm-hmm. We can sit here and I mean, like I said, I can go on and on and on. And believe me, I don't know the Bible, but I do know stuff. And sometimes the way I was blessed was totally different. The thing is, when I was laying in my bed this morning, and when I was sitting there, my eye was open. It was open. And I was sitting there and I swear I could feel to see if my eyes were open or not because it was like it was bright in my room. I could see everything in my room. But then when I kind of woke up out of it, the TV was off and I purposely left it on because it's Saturday. I didn't want to sleep all day. And then when I looked around, it was still gloomy outside. So you tell me. Do I have a connection to the spiritual world?
Everybody has a little bit of connection to that. Trust me, I think my brother has that. You might not believe it, but I think you do. Let's see.
What?
Huh? Don't worry about it.
Oh.
Inkor was the father or grandfather of Noah. And Drake goes, "Hey brother, how's the new job? And they miss you in Antonio." Well, they ain't coming back.
Yeah.
And the father of
Methuselah.
Methuselah, grandfather of Noah.
Yeah. Thank you, Henry, for bringing that up, because somebody on TikTok, and I follow a great deal of people who also understands the things that we understanding. Remember something. Adam met his great grandson Methuselah. Then he died. See, they're only telling you that this is when Adam died. Remember, these people could live to be 1,000 years old because there was no time for them. There was no time. There was no death for them. This is why, if you ever think about all these stories, how come they only said Adam? They never said how long Eve lived. They never said nothing about his children and how long they lived. Adam just didn't have two kids. It also said in the Old Testament that Cain married his sister. I'm just trying to tell y'all. The only people who don't want to learn is the only people who are in power. But see, what they tap into is the wrong power. That's why after a certain time, if you notice, when people sell their souls or they do the ritual to conjure a demon, they have a certain look on their face. They know their time is almost up. Because when you do things to get ahead more than anybody else, you have a certain look on your face. And that's when you at your crossroad and you know he's coming. It's funny how we say all the things we want about God, but when you do the wrong thing and you know that darkness is coming, oh, now you understand it's for real. Because remember, he said, when you finally die, you're going to wish you were dead. I'm just saying. What time is it?
Hold on, I have a big thing to say. After the flood, God says man's time on earth will only be 120 years. I guess let them live to be 800 to 600 was just a little too much time. Time problem may be possible by changing of the environment global after the village. Also in the book of Pagan Noah was the first white man. Really? Wow.
Yeah.
See, I'm learning things from y'all.
Yeah, because it's all there. It's just interpret. Before I go, you really want to know why God said, look up? He said, never look down. What's down there? Nothing. What's up there? Heaven. You know why he tells you to look at the stars? Astronomers don't even know nothing about the stars. Because remember, those are all your descendants. Regardless of what you think, it doesn't matter that you're white. It doesn't even matter that you're black. We all come from the same people. Everybody.
What was it? Something I was watching and stuff like that. It depends on how far from the equator you are.
Yeah.
To how your skin tone is.
Yeah.
Or something to that effect.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, you got black people. You've got really dark. You've got medium. You've got light. And then you've got almost white light. And then you got us white people that go out there, go to the beach to get a tan. So we can get a little darker. But then you got people that sit here and don't like black people, this, that, and the other, but you're out there getting a suntan and getting darker. So what's the difference?
We all come from the Middle East. We all come from Africa. We all come from that continent. When you started traveling, because believe it or not, the world used to be connected before it got shook apart.
Shook it.
That's why there was a flood. You think all these great disasters didn't come with a price? If the world was all connected, you think it didn't come with a great price? How you-
Somebody wanted to take a. It doesn't matter. Somebody always wants to be in control of something.
if the world flooded, because it just that, oh, God said, oh, I'm going to flood over here. No. If it rained for 40 days and 40 nights, but then again, who's to say it rained that long? It could have rained longer. He was trying to kill the Nephilim blood. He was trying to drown something that could not die. But he's God. You're done. That's how quickly it is. So that goes back to stories. So you tell me.
Where are we going?
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
Y'all get on this thing on nonstop. It'll
no,
keep going and going and going and going.
I just want people to start opening up the gifts that God gave us. We have a spiritual eye. We have a third eye. We have all the means necessary to connect each other, become brothers and sisters in spiritual nature. People choose not to.
Yeah, but
That's-
see, the thing is back in the day, in some places, if you had that special eye, you knew you had a gift that you could predict something was going to happen, this and that, and the other. They thought you were witches and they would burn you instead.
Yeah, but that was Puritans that had evil intentions.
Not necessarily. Not
Really?
No, really. I mean, today, if I would look at you and say, "Hey, your phone's going to ring in a few minutes," and it rings because somebody's calling you, that right there, they would think that was a witch thing.
Yeah, that was bad.
That's not like you intended it. That's not an evil thing. That was not an evil thing.
But
That was just something that people had.
but
Or you
back
knew somebody was going
then-
to knock on the door and be there.
But see, back then, it was all about the church. And the church did more evil crap in their own eyes. This is what I'm trying to say. It wasn't that it was people who had power, decided and used the church as the mechanism that they did what they did in prison. This is why the churches had the most horrible deaths than anybody else. The church would kill you if you defied their law.
Well, yeah, I understand that.
Oh.
That's because back in the day of King Henry, they had that.
Oh, it goes further than that.
Well, I watched a show that had where King Henry, if you didn't go by that religion, that you
Yep.
would be beheaded.
Yep.
Spirits are always around. If you believe, you will live forever. It doesn't matter who you are.
Yep.
And that's Drake.
All right, guys. We out.
Derek.
We out. Hold on.
All right, y'all have a good evening.
Thank y'all for
We
showing
will
up.
talk to you on Tuesday, hopefully.
YAJ.
And it was nice to have this chit chat. And Henry, I will be seeing you in 2 Fridays from now. Remember, one third of the angels were sent to heaven for imprisonment. Their numbers were 10,000 times 10,000 times 10,000.
We'll talk again. I ain't done with this subject.
There you go, preaching, brother.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, he is. He's preaching
I gotta go over there. All right, people.
on the 20th. Yes, we will see you on the 20th. And I can't wait.
Welcome.
To YAJ. Welcome
Welcome.
to YAJ. Bye, y'all.
Have a good evening.